7 o'clock, and I'm going to call the meeting to order.
Okay.
We have the first thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes from June the 9th.
I move that they approved as submitted.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Mr. Bigonette.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to summer burnout.
I guess.
Our staff is feeling it a little bit. Yeah, it's feeling it a little bit, but all well here at Smith, in my opinion. The demand seems very strong still. The only thing slowing us down is the weather, which has been just okay, in my opinion. We've got a lot of rain. And when it's not raining, it's super hot. Hey, how are you? Here. So everything's going on that good in that end. Our junior camps are up and running. They're all sold out. Kids are behaving well, learning golf nicely. Driving range, you'll see with the numbers, doing very well.
Yeah.
We're still learning how to deal with the amount of volume, but we're doing it.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, what do you
I've had a lot of complaints, and you have, I'm sure you've heard too, but especially for kids and women, I feel really bad. It's so crowded. Is there a way to have a waiting list? I don't know the answer, Bob.
I don't either. I've never seen one, never seen it done.
I mean, you could go to a bakery system where you take a number.
What's the point about, what's the other side of that with the bakery? Is there someone there that you have to call the number?
Well,
that's the other side of it, so you're adding an employee.
or you have a board where you sign it. I don't know the answer.
No, I don't either.
I think all I'm saying is I think we have a big problem that could get messy, and I think we have to, as a commission, we have to think about how we deal with that. I don't know.
I'm up for any ideas you all have, and I'll be happy to implement whatever you guys
I
want.
kind of like the board like they have or used to have at the town gym where you just signed your name on and it was self-monitored. I mean, nobody was monitoring it except people in the gym. So if you saw somebody come off and you were the next on the list, you raised your name and you went to the bed.
I can't tell you how many people have said, you're on the golf commission, you got to figure this out. I don't know the answer, but
I have not gotten one formal complaint.
Why can't people just line up behind the thing they want to get into?
well, there's the problem. So you have a guy who's hitting a bucket, and he wants to hit another bucket. Yeah. I mean, it's
You think
right
that's
to the
holes,
holes.
and he go gets another basket, yeah.
And you're sitting there, and all of a sudden, the guy goes getting on the bucket, and you're all pissed off because you waited 40 minutes, maybe.
Well, the average wait time is 24 minutes, so I don't think
Okay.
anyone's waiting 40
Well,
minutes.
you know what I'm saying.
Not in my experience, I mean, but the data is clear.
You
The average
can-
wait time is 20, oh yeah, track it all.
Wow.
And I'm don't get me wrong, I would love to, any idea you have, and I'll be more than happy to implement.
Maybe, can we put some signage up there that says average wait time is 24 minutes so that people know what they're getting into?
Yeah,
But then you're stuck behind someone who hits 3 buckets.
Yeah, that's the risk.
I mean,
On average, that's the risk.
I think there's a better way. I don't know if it's taking a number, I don't know if it's a board. I think the board might make sense. At least would put some, sort of wait here, sign up and wait here till the next available pay. And, you have your name. You have 4 people in front of you, you have 20 people in front of you. Because the 5 or 6 times I've been up there, I've gone home because it's been too crowded. And that's fine, that's a good problem to have. But we have to find a way to facilitate our customers, because the numbers are spectacular.
Well, here's the downside to a board. I think it's a good idea at the gym, but you have a fair amount of like-minded people at the gym who are going to be more inclined to abide by that rule. Whereas at the range, you've got all kinds of people coming up there at all times. And I don't know if it's...
So the alternative is you hire somebody at $12 or $15 an hour.
Well, we're at, minimum wage is now $16.50 or so. But yeah, absolutely, I just don't know if I have the budget.
So if you put a board up, right, and we have to have some signage that says, here's the sign up, don't wait in the bay, sign the board, and next name on the list gets the first open bay. It's simple language, and see if it works.
You would need an employee to monitor that.
Well,
No,
you may not.
You shouldn't need an
You
employee.
shouldn't,
You can try it. You can try it without
Somebody going through there
Try it.
And the,
But it costs us nothing to try,
Yeah.
other than the cost of a board, and if it
Right.
doesn't work, then think if we need an employee. I wouldn't go and hire an employee
Right.
first if we're going to hire an employee, it could be more formal.
And-
This is sort of an easy way to make it be, this
Right.
is what we're doing.
And you'd hope that, say there's 4 people's name on the board. Between the 4 people, they're standing there waiting, all right, Jim, you're up.
I knew you were ahead of me. I mean,
Going in, yeah,
I'm not
at
gonna
least
fight
there's
about
some
it.
organization.
What is your staff up there now? Just the guys that
One
collect
or
the balls?
two, at the busiest time, we'll have 2 players, 2
Yeah.
guys.
And all they're doing is we
50%
get
of
balls
the
and
time
fill in a
we'll,
machine.
yeah, just trying to keep up.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't collect money anymore.
We're just trying to keep up.
So
I
if,
think it's a great idea, we should give it a try.
if the average wait time is 24 minutes, what about just capping it at like 30 minutes? Like, did
Oh, you
you
can't-
mention like a gym, like a physical gym? Is that what you were saying?
no,
Yeah.
my thought was if you put a sign up there that said, you know, Bobby said they can monitor the average wait time is 24 minutes. So if you put a sign up there that said average wait time is 24 or 30 minutes, people, when they went up there, would know.
If they would wait.
Normally, they're gonna have to wait that long.
How'd you come up with the
They're gonna get
24
frustrated.
minutes?
It tracks everything.
I'm sorry?
The computers track everything.
But it only tracks
Every ball hit. If they
people,
turn it off.
only tracks people that
Go on.
start hitting balls. Doesn't track people showing up and leaving, doesn't track people showing up
But
and waiting.
it's, so, like, it's a simple capacity thing too, if you think about it. There's only 20 space, right, so.
Right. We need a
People
second
give
floor.
No, but I think it's a great idea to try something.
You're up there more than anybody.
I am.
And you have much more, you have eyes on it. I mean, how often is that packed? But I've heard.
It's crowded every day, all the time.
That just tells me that we need to do something. So
But why? Because if it's crowded every day and it's busy every day, do we really care if people are walking away?
yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I think,
I mean, again,
if
it's
you,
not just a profit center, it's a service
yeah,
for people of Fairfield, so they should.
especially if you're a kid we want kids to hit golf balls. I think we should give them, and I would argue that the couple of people that mentioned this to me were women. And they felt uncomfortable because they were waiting and then people would jump in front of them, and I felt bad for them.
Oh.
So is it still the case where if someone is in one of the bays, a friend comes up?
That's what I have.
That would happen.
I observed
So
that.
why can't we stop that?
Yeah, it's not monitored.
You mean they hand the day off to their friends?
Yeah.
Is that going on there?
That's what was brought up.
I think
a couple
there's
weeks
groups
ago.
of kids that do that. They,
Yeah.
4 or 5 of them, and they got their
They do.
space. And
I mean, one gets the thing and Buddy shows up with another bucket of balls and they all hit that and another guy shows up.
We have a great
That I've
asset
observed.
that people want to use. It's just a little bit of tweaking. I think we could help the situation, I think.
Maybe we need a ball rack, the old fashioned ball.
Well, that's basically what you're creating with
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is there any way to limit the number of buckets somebody can purchase?
That's not American to me, but you guys can make any policy you guys want.
But again, if you're gonna do
They'll
that.
have to be monitored,
yeah,
you're gonna have to be
monitor.
monitored, that's your third
It's
bucket.
gotta be administered.
Well, I don't know, do you have to monitor, or can, when the guy puts his credit card in the 3rd or 4th time, can it just shut down the?
You think the credit card company can
A
have?
whole lot of technology there.
No.
Okay.
No,
Can't really work.
I think it's all great ideas.
Well,
I
but
can
let-
implement any policy you guys come up with.
Well, I think we should start with the board.
Yeah, I think that's worth it.
I personally think furniture would really help.
Well, that would help too.
You think what?
Furniture.
Furniture.
Furniture to be waiting for.
Yeah, so they would high top there, guys can sit on their phone, they would be a lot more comfortable.
Mm.
As all the other ranges that have top space now.
Now, that was something.
So here's a question,
No,
but here's a question, if you're up there and you're waiting, and you're waiting behind this bay,
Yeah.
are you waiting for that bay, or waiting for the next bay to become?
Well, that's the
So
problem.
now you got, that is
You
a
don't
problem.
know.
You show up and you see only this guy has 10 balls left.
And I always say, hey, guy, you done after that?
Well, you
Yeah,
should.
that's what you have to say.
That's what I say, that's what I tell you. I think it's just like the golf etiquette kind of thing, the ladies don't have they have military help.
And the kids don't have that out
Yeah. Put the board up and see what happens.
I think that'd be a great move.
I don't know, is Anthony on? He was the guy that said we have an issue with furniture up there. The local RTM guys and everybody.
We could put benches or park benches up there.
I think
Must be a bunch laying around.
And, oh, he's got benches all over town. Is he gonna be on?
No.
We got it.
We don't need it.
So here's the new
On
answer.
high top prevention.
Benches at least.
Yeah.
Most driving ranges have benches behind the base too.
But
Pretty
it's some,
unusual not to.
I guess what bothers me most about what you're saying, there's a lady standing there and she's been there for 24 minutes and all of a sudden some kid comes and jumps ahead of her.
I think it happens. Right.
I don't think the kids, but I just think he, like, sometimes the novice golfers, they walk in and I'm not being, I don't know, cheeky, but, people in Fairfield, they're used to being catered to. So, they would just stand in the middle, thinking that someone was gonna come up to them and say, bay number 11's open for you now. And it's just not the way of the world.
No.
We could create that, we could put ropes up there and do whatever you want, but you need more people.
We need 40 more bays, that's all.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, you mentioned
Second floor.
up there. Could you put, in some way, shape, or form, a line?
Well, you could do like a Disney World type of thing.
But would that be practical?
It would be, except if it rains.
Except if it rains?
I just,
Well, I've heard people
But
saying.
then you could shoot it out of the
Up
line, you know?
inside the overhang, right?
I knew, I was.
it would be something like that. I mean,
Or even
I
if-
heard
that- that-
that
that would be-
that far along.
That would be ideal, in my mind, but I think that the first start would be the board.
Who's gonna make the
Who
sign?
gets the board?
I
You can have it made up?
okay.
Okay.
It's just all you need is a dry erase board.
We also need some signage to say, hey, when you get sign up for the next call.
We can also put that on the website, right?
Yeah,
About the driving range, but now there's a sign.
And even in that, you could put typical wait time is
Yeah.
25 to 30 minutes, and, you know. Let's have a shot at that and see how it goes.
You could always raise the price.
That applies to everything.
Supply and demand.
Along that line, we are the cheapest top tracer in America.
In America.
Okay, say that again.
That's what my sales rep knows,
We're the cheapest top
Yeah.
tracer in America?
which is beautiful.
You mean your $10 bucket? Yeah.
When you cost average the ball,
What?
when you cost average the ball.
Yeah, right.
So that would be
Yeah,
appreciated
what-
by the people who use the top drive.
We have to look at that this fall when we look at the rates.
Yeah.
I don't think many are using the top tracer anymore.
Really? But has the commission in the past thought about increasing the cost of a bucket of balls?
Sure.
Every
We
year.
set all the
Every-
rates. We set all the rates. And we raised it to $10 once we spent the money refurbishing the place.
Sure.
So wanna raise it?
In December or January, we'll do that again.
Yeah, in the fall, we look at everything for
It's
2020.
December.
December?
So you can only raise them at a certain time of year, like one time a year?
Well, we have raised the rates once a year in the fall for the following season. Because you have to post it on the website, and there's a lot of stuff to be done.
Okay.
That doesn't necessarily apply to a bucket of golf balls. We could deal with that probably separately. But that's why and also the other thing we get in the fall is we get the rates from all the other surrounding golf courses to see how we stack up to the competition. And December's late. We did it October, November
I
last
think it was
year.
November
Yeah.
last year. When we
So
did.
that's something that we'll do this fall. But we can look at the rate for a bucket of balls now if we want. I mean, there's no reason we have to wait for that for the
Well,
fall.
we know we're the cheapest anywhere near here. The only competition is Stratford and.
Sterling,
Sterling.
and, the golf center.
Sterling, what is that?
Just
Stanford.
probably towards the Stanford.
Oh, that's.
They have
half
top
an hour
choice.
away.
And I think I was the half
That's
hour
with
too.
the technology.
The machine at the wheel, it's the same as ours, isn't it? Isn't it $10 for a bucket of 70 balls?
I
They
think
don't have the
we're
word.
cheaper.
But they don't have the
Oh, it's a
top.
lousy.
You get more balls here per dollar than.
Yeah, we're very good, kind to the golfer.
Should we discuss it? I mean, formally discuss raising the rates, or is it something that?
Today?
We can't discuss it today, I don't think.
No?
Why not?
Under new business, maybe?
Under new business, so
Okay.
not now,
Okay.
because it's not part of,
Good
It's
job.
part of Bob's report. Yeah, we're still on Bob's
We're
report.
on Bob's report, so we can bring it up at new business, okay?
I think that's all I have.
Okay, Bob?
How's the, short range area coming?
We have contracted an architect officially.
Okay.
So the next thing is, as I understand, I don't know if I'm talking about terms, is now we have to put it out to bid for the shaper. To move the dirt around. I'm sorry, we're moving along. The guy who will shape the other, but,
Okay.
as I've learned is that, slow and steady.
Yeah. So this
I'm
is
still
gonna be,
hopeful we can get some work done soon.
but it's probably,
Well, we're not talking election.
probably next spring.
So, here's a thought. You had mentioned that in order to monitor the range, you would need another employee. Well, we open the short game area, they're gonna need an employee to monitor that.
No, there's no employees at short game areas, any other course.
And that may help with the
Because they-
congestion
they-
problem, because
Right.
it gives somebody something to do while they're waiting.
Instead of standing behind a guy, you
Yeah.
can shift
Sarah,
and
you
wait for the
mentioned
board.
We don't need somebody to monitor the short game area?
I've never been to a short game area.
How are you gonna keep that place from getting overwhelmed by people out there practicing short game?
You don't, people go, if it's too
Just
crowded, they
like you do
leave.
here.
It's self-managed.
It's self-managed.
Yeah.
It's pretty self-managed. If you go to the one at Tashua, there's nobody monitoring it and saying, oh, you have to leave, it's too crowded. You get there, it's crowded,
Go
you
home.
leave or you wait.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
like
I just
cutting
brought it
rate.
up, given the success of the range.
Right.
Can I ask a question on the short game? Bob, you said there's an architect on contract, and who manages that whole between selecting the architect, his schedule, going to bid? Is that part of
My
the
guess
rec?
as we get further along, they will assign a project manager to it. So
Kind of like
it'll
what
probably-
George
My
did.
guess is, it'll probably be George.
George, the guy that's doing the card pay.
So he can request a schedule
Yeah, exactly,
for,
yeah.
just to get the right time.
Right.
I do have
But I
a,
don't, that's a little out of my scope, to be honest. That's how I think it would go.
can you tell me the status of our lightning detectors?
Cannot.
Okay, just thought I'd ask.
Thank
Do you know that?
Worried about that
I know
still.
that Linda was processing.
Yeah, I know, it didn't, we picked a vendor,
Right,
we saved a bunch of money, and in purchasing with, they're working out the contract.
Okay.
We're that close. I mean,
okay,
we found it for a lot cheaper. We had budgeted can I say, okay? 75,000, and I found it for 17,000.
Yeah. You're talking about the
Like that
lightning?
money to that short game area would be ideal, but.
You're talking about the lightning one? Yeah, they up there.
Seventeen each?
Total, best in the world too.
Yeah, he saved a pile of
How did
money.
we miss that?
I don't know, but, I'm glad we got it, we
I don't know.
got it right.
Good work.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I was at PGA show and I talked to some people and, I was better things for less money. It ties to the carts, it's gonna make your world a lot better too, I think.
It's gonna make your steps life easier, I hope.
Yeah, there's not fun moment in there when you see the red blob coming at you and you have to decide.
They should have no control, right?
No, it will be automated.
Yeah, that's correct.
and it's, the, part 3 doesn't have anything now, so it's all.
Yeah, the part three will have
Yeah,
that
it's
recorded.
That's great.
Yep.
Okay,
Before you go, Bob, hitting nets and lockers, are they,
that,
The lock, yeah.
that's not under Bob.
Yeah, but we're
It's under,
close.
it's,
oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's coming.
it's coming.
And one other T signs that Jeremy Neese had worked on, they're here,
Yes.
that's on you, Peter?
Yeah, that's, we have them, and we have the drill bits, we have the drill, we just have to.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Okay. Next, Gail, you're up.
Absolutely. So yeah, for June, 25 compared to 24, our number of rounds were down slightly, and we attribute that to the weather. Season passes and resident IDs, nominal difference compared to prior year. Income, we have our driving range is a huge driver here, significantly up compared to prior year. 418,794 compared to $347,000. And our par 3 numbers, again, we're seeing a slight decrease compared June of 25 to June of 24, and we're attributing that to weather, and similarly with the income as well for par 3. slight decrease compared to prior year.
The good thing about this report is it's the end of the fiscal year. Because it ends.
It is a full year.
From July 1 to June 1st, so that's, we're gonna be looking at this thing again down the road. And this is the kind of data we use in the long-range plan. So it's a fiscal year to fiscal year comparison.
I don't know.
And it's, I don't recall how much more Anthony budgeted, but not as much as what we're gonna make, or have made.
Year over year, we're up
300,000?
350
Yeah.
plus.
And I think Anthony's budget for, well, of course, I think he was up a couple 100,000.
Which is.
So I think we're like
To the driving
100,000
range.
to the good.
So on the net, that's your bailiwick, I'm afraid?
I can follow up on it.
Actually, I have the notes from Anthony on that, so I will speak to them. The lockers have been marked and being disassembled and prepared for storage.
They're still in there?
But they're moving forward, they're cutting off the locks and getting ready to take them out. And then Bob is gonna handle the setting up
Wow.
of the hitting bay once it's cleared. Bob has a thought that we'd like to actually clear all of the lockers. Right now, we're only taking out half, because we need the space for storage for Boca in the other half of that space. But progress is being made on the lockers in the hitting bay.
So we have good information on our income. Is there any way to get a profit and loss statement? Because it's,
I have asked for that for 4 years.
well, why is it so undoable?
For a while on a quarterly basis. Anthony gets cost data quarterly, not monthly. And this report is a monthly report. But I don't see any reason now for the fiscal year, we can't ask him to put together a P&L on how much we made in the black, including in 2 ways. One is on an operating basis, and the other is by adding back in the debt burden. And I think we have 3 bonds that have debt burden. This building, the old 10-year plan from 10 years ago, which still carried, because there was a 20-year amortization period, and then the first $1 million for the new 10-year plan that hits, I think. It may not hit until 2026. You may need to ask Anthony. But it would be nice to see a P&L both operating and fully burdened with the debt. Yeah.
Because my takeaway from this is our revenue is way up over budget.
Way up. Yeah.
And, probably rightfully so, is pretty sensitive to adding to payroll and other expenses. And I don't know how we can make a judgment on whether you're justified in saying that until we know whether we have profit or loss. Because if we're up this much in revenue and the place is being run efficiently, you shouldn't be so sensitive to maybe having to hire somebody.
But
The escalation on costs, I mean, if you look at the plans that we put together, we projected 10 years. And I think we estimated that the cost side of this would go up like 3.5% year over year. And the revenue is certainly up more than 3.5%. Revenue's up more than 10.
But the money doesn't come back to the golf course, it goes to the town, and the budget is done by the town. Yeah, I mean, we can make an argument for it, but the profit from the golf course does not belong to the golf course.
No, it all goes to the town.
It all goes to the town.
Yeah.
Right. But the profit from the golf course should only be what it is after we feel comfortably fully staffed and not having to.
staffing is another issue.
Staffing's a whole other
There's
issue.
2 issues. There's maintaining the golf course, that Peter has to worry about. Maintaining the staff is your gig, I think.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Separate. Yeah.
But I mean, if you need somebody else at the range, it's coming out of your budget, I believe.
Yeah, well, line item. Yeah.
It's a line item,
Okay.
it's a process, it's not,
Yeah, okay.
it's not just, oh, we're making money so we can hire more people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something to think about.
And we are constrained based on the budget. And the reason we can't put more headcounts in is because Anthony put in the budget for a headcount increase. It got turned away, and he ended up with a revised head count, and that's the constraint that we have. And it's got nothing to do with how much money we make,
Okay.
just the way the budget's managed.
The town, the village.
Town thing.
But the profit and
That's
loss
right.
data is good ammo when you go request more money or another employee or another mechanic, by the way, we're making this money.
But this golf course, if you look at the plan, has been in the black on an operating basis and on a fully burdened basis for at least the last 10 years. So it's not a burden on the town. We are a net contributor to the town.
Cash cow.
Okay. Are we ready to move on to the rest of Anthony's report? The cart paths are moving along nicely.
Yeah.
Weather has delayed it, but they are making good progress on the cart paths. If any of you have been out there, they're looking good.
I have.
They're spectacular,
Yeah, they're great.
given the alternative.
Right.
They're putting asphalt down now?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
on a lot of it now.
Is it? Okay,
It
I
was
haven't.
there.
There was no,
My golf
no
days
work being
are
done
over,
today
so.
on the parts.
Again, that's not us. It's an outside contractor.
Well, my point is, why, are they being held to a standard? What, it's a perfect weather day today.
Might have been the rain,
Why
I
are
don't
they
know.
not down there
if
working
that's
on it?
excuse.
No, it's being managed.
It's being managed, but we don't have any control over that
No.
at all.
So they can take their time doing the job?
Well, can
What-
I follow up on that? Can we request a schedule? You know, there must be a written documented schedule when they bid it, whether it's a Gantt chart or something close, because, you know, weather, I'm sure, has delayed things, but it's nice to know and make sure that they're following what they were contracted.
Well, you know, you come up here and you stand around the first tee, you hear all kinds of rumors, and you don't know what's true and what's not true. What I heard last week was that the original contractor couldn't do the job, because they had what we tri-axles that they bring onto the site, and that they had subbed it out to someone else. Is there any truth to that? Is there now a subcontractor that's finishing this job?
Seems to me, maybe George should come to the meeting.
Well, by the next meeting, we're done.
Right.
I've noticed different trucks.
So it's a subcontractor?
Which might have been different.
The subcontractor could bring in 2 axle trucks, and the original contractor could only bring 3 axle trucks. So the reason I brought this up is, we must have had a certain amount of control over the original contractor, and we vetted, and we have the same control over the subcontractor.
Well, part of what set us back is that the RTM delayed approval of the money. And the contractor we had lined up said, okay, if I can't start with you right now, I'm gonna go somewhere else. And that screwed up the contractor setup. How, I'm not sure. I mean, where we ended up with, I don't know.
Well, that could account for the delay in the start date.
I'm
Now,
sorry?
that could have, what you just said could
That
account
changed
for the
the
delay
start
in the
date.
start date.
Oh, it
But
did.
we're already into the project now, and there's no people out there working today.
Well, Phil, look, in all fairness, in 9 or 10 days, they've done
They have
50%,
a lot of,
50% of the cart path.
Yep.
Give them a week and a half before we go crazy.
That'll be
I think we'll be in good shape.
Good point. Yep.
Thank you, Bob, because I'm assuming by the next meeting, it's going to be
done.
I think
So,
it should be done, right?
They're moving along. They were out here the other day when I was playing.
Look, we have 18 cart paths in 3-4 weeks. We're all happy.
We're good.
Mhm.
That's just, making them pretty.
Yeah.
The rest that I got from Anthony is he's working with the town attorney in purchasing to extend Bob's contract for another 5 years. And then, we have an incident at the par 3, the crosswalk there with the stop signs, people don't stop at it. So there's a crosswalk to get from the par 3 across to the bathrooms and the parking lot. And last week, somebody's cart got hit as they were walking by.
Is there a camera there?
There's not a camera, but Anthony has reached out to both the police department and the Fairfield Traffic Authority to talk about putting like the blinking lights or the cone in the middle or something, just putting that out there so you all know what happened. We were very lucky that the player wasn't hit, just their full cart that they were pulling.
Oh.
And the car did stop and they exchanged information, but the cars just fly through there. So Anthony's aware and is working with the police department and the traffic authority. And that, I think, is the administration.
On Bob's extension, that's just part of your contract, that you have the option to get extended?
That was the first I've heard of that.
Well, that's good to hear, that it's not gonna go to bid, that it can just be
This was his
extended.
last year,
Yeah.
so, yeah,
Okay, he's working.
he's working on it. Pete?
Last meeting was my first meeting, and we didn't introduce anybody. And I know I met
Oh,
a
sorry.
lot of you guys on the course, and I just forget, I'm sorry. I'm sure you all know.
Well, and I forgot, I should have
my
done
dog's
roll
name,
call.
You know. But yeah, if we could just go down so I could get everybody's name. I know Bob.
I'm Galen.
Yeah, I do remember you, Gail.
Don DiMartino.
Don,
Lori Hunter Lisa.
Lori, Sarah,
Mike Harrington?
Bill Boyd, Bill, okay. All right, I'll try to remember those. Say hi.
Well, we have, some of us have
Yeah.
signed,
Oh, you're right.
There you go.
the new ones are
No,
coming.
we have to bring her up.
So I don't know how much detail you want on the Green's report, et cetera. I can say that it's been hot and humid, last 42 days, 11 days over 90, 33 days over 80. The humidity's been just very high. Increased disease pressure, we've increased fungicide applications to stay ahead of it. So the greens have been, you know, good, fair initially, and today, the shallow rooted turf that we talked about last meeting, combined with our really successful order seeding program this spring, it's been really good, but it's also made a very dense turf. Dense turf slows down fall. You have more grass, your ball's gonna roll more slower. So, you know, it's kind of a 6-to-1 happens to the other. And then with the shallow rooted turf, I've had to keep them a little wetter, so they don't roll quite as quickly as we'd like. We've kind of compromised green speed and the humidity too. It's just really slowed down the ball roll. So they've been rolling true, and they've been rolling like a 9.5 to 10.5 in the snip meter. More than respectable for a municipal golf course. But we are cognizant of it. We do monitor it, we do look at it, and we do like to make them quicker. Sort of an ego thing for a lot of us in the business. Jar definitely. I did also lower the green on July 1st. Probably one of the stupidest things the superintendent ever did during a heat wave, but I just wanted to see how much it would help a little bit. And, but it's not something we want to do regularly or haphazardly. So just to let you know, we do a lot of things that increase green speed. We double cut, double roll, probably double cut once a week, double roll twice a week, roll the greens 3 or 4 times a week. So we really are pushing them in every way possible to get them to roll better. This is a lot of man hours, and we're going so far to get it pushing. So hopefully everybody's happy with that. Our tees are, well, we opened the 3rd tee, so it's not perfect, but we think it's an improvement. It's flat. The poor condition of the sod really mitigated our.
What was it, did we get bad sod or?
It was a heavy thatch layer sod. So we saw it immediately, and I was on the phone with the supplier at 5:45 that morning when I got delivered. And they did supply us with some other sod. But by that time, you know, we got half the tractor trailer load already down and had to move forward. I don't know if I do it again. I know I won't buy bank grass sod from that supplier again. We'll find a different way to do it. Because it took way too long. And I finally just opened it, to be honest with you. It's really not rooted very well, as you can tell by the big divot.
Yeah.
I finally opened it because it wasn't going to get any better in July and August. And what's better for removing thatch than a dump iron? So let's chew it up, let's throw it out in the divot next. Let's keep it fertilized and look forward to the fall. So I'm just happy it's open. And then we started on the next project, which was the paved latency. We did strip it. We got thrown off that a couple times because ladies kept putting the T markers back on there. So
Well, you roped it off now.
yeah, no, but they kept putting when we were trying to work on the 8th latency, they kept putting the T markers back on the 8th latency. So, or somebody did. So we went over to 9C, we thought it out, we were happy about that. So we are pleased with the condition of the forward tees in general. We think our increase in curve been an increase in turf density and how soft the teeing surfaces have been. We've fertilized them more and we've irrigated them just more diligently and tried to stay ahead of it so they don't get hard. Once they get hard, they're hard. Par 3 tees are about average of what they've been. We've increased tee fertility, so hopefully there's a little more turf on them. Just kind of got to remember we do get a lot of rounds, and they're going to get chewed up, but if we can maintain them and keep them level, that's really the most important thing out of the tee.
Would it be possible, and it's a pain in the butt for your guys when you're cutting tees, but to get more boxes with soil and seed?
We can, Bob, we find that we are the only ones that really fill the divots, and I know everybody will say, no, I fill them. I swear to gosh, guys, if I don't take and do that myself when I'm out moving tees, that divot bucket on every tee out here will stay almost full for a month. I put them out there so I don't have to carry around my car. So yes, I do like more buckets out there because I very quickly run out of divot mix on the third tee.
Yeah.
So I have more, I can fill more. But it's not a big gain for us to put more out there. Because they don't get used quite that much, and moving them is a chore for
Yeah, no, I get it.
3 times a week going home, and then moving when you move tee markers, and it sounds funny, but it's hard to chase my guys when I do that too, and to put the tee sign so that the number's not backwards. It's a challenge, and so I know what you're saying. I don't think the juice is quite worth the squeeze on that. We'll probably get a few more out there, especially in the third tee, so I can always grab a little one.
Mm.
Can we put signs on a couple of the tees?
I actually ordered, please replace divot signs. You can, but,
We found more divots.
Yeah.
This weekend was just obscene. I don't know why.
Mhm.
It was like a field day for taking wedges out and taking huge divots, not replacing them. It's horrible.
Mm.
But I'm sorry, keep going.
Oh, is it recommended to replace the divot at all? Versus
I think
put
depending on the size.
if it's a nice, good divot,
Yeah,
square divot,
yeah, it's got a little.
I
bit of
always
grease in
just put it back.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, put it back and stamp on it.
but when you see 30 of them sitting in an area on the fairway,
So, on the eighth tee, the teeing ground is usually divided into 2 sections. Correct? Yeah. Would it make sense to do that on the other tee, on some of the other tees?
Oh, we do push them around and try to push, I think the guys.
Most of the full width of the tee.
Sometimes they are, sometimes they are, but, when we notice that we need to, like, a lot of times on the 40s, we need to utilize that distance as much as we can. So I'll push those guys to the right or the left of the tee. I'm sure Bob notices, like.
Yeah, you've done a great job alternating and moving.
Yeah.
Not every, number 4 tee is 175 yards, so.
But sometimes I'm only giving them a 10-foot width
That's
beyond
fine,
it, so
that's
they
fine.
have to use the one side of the tee because the other side's all beat up.
Yeah.
So I don't see a real big advantage for doing that where we don't get a lot of play in the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s, Sure, it doesn't hurt. But I have it's challenging to get my tee guys to move the tee markers, move them correctly anyway. And the more things I add to the list, the more they don't get right, the more frustrated I get. So, so our fairways are, I've suffered a lot of wilt damage or some wilt damage, and we're kind of caught between, irrigation, how much do we irrigate, and we don't want to over-irrigate and lead to puddles. So we're going to deal with a little wilt and some brown spots rather than puddles. This course has always been.
I don't know about anybody else. The fairways are as good as they've ever been.
Absolutely.
The only damage I've seen is, 11, the bottom of 11, the bottom of 10 used to be nightmare.
Yeah.
Bottom of 11, I'm starting to see a little bit of stress, but other than that, the fairways have been really, really good. For the most part.
I would agree.
So we're going to keep, our project site program's been pretty good. We've been on schedule with that, and I think that's helped a lot. Keep things away. Right now, dryer is better. There was a day or two I had them too wet and they started to get puddled, and that's kind of messy, so we're trying to stay away from that. Staffing, we have 7 full-time seasonal employees, they stay about 10 and a half months a year. 1 full-time union employee, irrigation spray tech, you know, all maybe, and then the superintendent. So we're a little, thinly staffed, we're really challenged right now. It's about 80% of our time just to get grass cut, or do regular maintenance, I shouldn't say grass cut, do the regular maintenance, change the hole, spray the course, cut the golf course, anything that we do on a regular basis, really takes up 80–85% of our time. So it only leaves us a little bit of time to do a special project, that we actually enjoy doing. So just please bear with us till we are looking at another union employee and a foreman's position, and hopefully by flexibility and moving forward, we'll have a little more flexibility and a little deeper staff. We don't have a full-time mechanic, as you mentioned, Don. And the town DPW garage mechanics have actually been really cooperative and gracious when they come up, and we've started to utilize them more. They're getting comfortable coming up. I'm getting comfortable calling. I know who to call. And it has benefited the golf course. We were hoping for one day we have a full-time mechanic up here of some sort. But in the meantime, the cooperation within the town has been really nice and really gratifying. And I don't know, irrigation repair, it's just constant. Just so you know, the system's 26 years old. We have to really keep in the back of our head in mind that our next big expenditure is going to have to be the irrigation system, whether I'm here or somebody else is here.
That could be what?
Irrigation.
The irrigation system.
Like a redo of everything?
Wow.
Yeah, it's 26 years old now.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, you know, before, next time you go for $1 million project or something like that, make sure we talk about.
We gave a 10-year presentation and said that was not an issue.
I just want you to know that today it's not an issue, but it will be your next issue. We spend at least 40 man-hours a week maintaining and fixing that irrigation system. Now, we keep our fingers crossed. It's also a little antiquated. They don't make the parts, the electronic parts anymore. We have a really good supplier who has a really big warehouse. He's happy to sell us what he has.
What in particular, Pete, is going to have to be done?
Pardon me? For what?
I mean, we've known the old pipes that come down across 6 and 10.
Yep.
Which is the main pipe coming into the pond.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't had a lot of trouble with the mains yet. It's just the life expectancy of the golf course is of an irrigation system on a golf course. This system put in is right at its life expectancy right now. So moving forward, it's not going to get less maintenance.
Do we need to get more of those parts now?
I'm looking at doing that with this new fiscal year. So we have a little supply in shop, and George is happy that the supplier's happy to work on us with that. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I just want to make you aware before we decide to put money somewhere else. We have to look at that. And it might be 5 years, 10 years down the road, and it might be I'm not even here. But certainly if I retire in 5 years or 7 years, get a superintendent, maybe it's a really good time to get into irrigation system too. I think they brought this system in when they brought Pete along. The one good thing about this system is it's as old as I am. So we know each other well. And Ed's been here working on it for a long time too. So we know the animal and we know how to fix it and make the most of it. But I think it's just something we should all be aware of. And we have really had a really good spring and summer of diagnosing and documenting what's out there, repairing areas, like you say, about some of the 11 and 10. We've had some shortcomings. We still got some on 18 places. We gotta get the irrigation system working better.
But you're talking irrigation and not drainage.
I'm talking irrigation right now.
Okay.
Yep. Moving forward, capital projects and priorities, ladies, Steve, finally.
Forward T, please.
Forward T, I'm sorry.
Forward T, just,
Forward T. And then, backfilling the car path, the edges, and the T signs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big,
So, is that too much information? Would you guys want me?
No,
No, that's good.
Okay,
sure.
It's all good.
I do have something else to add though.
Yes.
The ladies are saying that some of the Ts are too steep for them to get up and down. So something for you to put in the back of your head.
Okay.
13 in particular is treacherous for some of the older women.
Yeah.
And the new T on 3 is much steeper than the old one. Just,
I think you're gonna find when that new car path goes.
I'm hoping,
Yeah.
but they asked me to mention it to you,
Yeah.
and 13 has been a problem for a while.
Yeah,
So-
it's been there for a long time.
Steps, a railing,
Yeah.
something in the long
Right,
term
yeah,
for you to think about.
yep, we will think about it.
Most of the other new Ts are nice and, you know,
And a little bit lower.
lower.
Yeah.
That was just,
Yeah,
It's hard for me to get up and raise on 13
Yeah.
in my second shot.
when we build something, we try to build it so it looks like it's been there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed the 13, how gentle
Yeah.
everything is.
Yeah, it looks great.
It looks like it's always been there.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't, when they build something, they
the
want you to
13T,
know they were there.
right. I think that's
That
the
13T is
only
just-
one that's really
Yeah.
odd, right?
Yeah.
Now the rest of them
Yeah.
have all been.
where are we with the yardage signs for the monument?
So that's what,
We already talked about.
yeah, they're sitting in my office, and we have the special drill bits, and we have the special drill that actually we need to use. And, we started doing one, and then we got pulled on stuff,
Yeah.
so it's on number 3 on our priority list.
It's secondary priority.
We're gonna have to move it up a little bit, because the backfilling of the car paths is gonna
Oh, yeah.
hit right through the fall.
Oh, yeah.
So we're
But
gonna have
that's
to-
your guys' scope, to do
Yeah.
the edges, not the contractor?
No, it's not the contractor, but it's not a great time to speed right now anyway.
No,
so-
not at all.
I mean, we're gonna just keep doing it, even if it's not a great time, because I think it's just one of those jobs you have to just keep banging your head against the wall and keep after it. But in the meantime, we'll have to, fill in with the T signs, but the H latest will be.
Have you had much trouble with fungus?
Forward, let's go forward, or number 1.
Yeah, number 1,
Just,
yes.
Have you had trouble with fungus affecting the turf growth?
We have not had trouble this year because we've, applied a lot of fungicides.
Okay.
And we're keeping right, so it's pretty strict 21-day cycle on our tees and our fairways, and 10 to 14-day cycle on our greens. So we've applied we spent a lot of money, and it looks like really nice.
Okay.
thank you.
I think, Peter, any update on the sand traps?
I would like to, we have a little remaining white sand. Actually, I was hoping to get feedback on
I
6.
love 6. I don't know, Dave, have you ever hit the ball in there?
I have.
I think it's brilliant.
Okay.
That's my opinion, but do you like the sand?
I do.
Most people seem to. Anybody else? Comments? On
I
6?
haven't.
I haven't been in it.
You're gonna go and try it?
So do we want to try other sand, or do we want to move forward with this one? We have enough sand I wanted to fill.
But how much more expensive?
How much?
Bunker on the right of 16 green.
You have that same sand?
We have
Fill
that
another
same
one?
sand.
I'd put it in.
We'll,
I thought it was
we
great.
want to take the old stuff out, and,
Yeah.
so then, like, we'd have 2, and then I guess we could decide whether we want to move forward with this sand.
Well, I mean,
Do
there,
you think you're gonna be able to maintain the sand?
The reports I'm getting, and we rake bunkers about twice a week.
Okay,
And if you like how it is now, that's about how, as well as I can maintain it with the staff that we
Okay.
have now. So it's kind of, I just need feedback. Yes.
okay.
If
I
you-
don't remember it.
if
I'm never in the sand, so I'm not the right person to ask. But I know we've had the discussion that it might take more maintenance.
Yeah, I
than
think
we
I
have.
probably, I was wondering that myself. I think I've kind of improved wrong.
Why would it take more maintenance?
I was worried that the limiting factor with the condition of our bunkers wasn't so much the material as our maintenance practices. But I haven't changed maintenance practices since we put that sand in. We still rake them about twice a week.
Okay,
Which is what we were doing before. So if you like this, if you think this is better, then the material is better than other materials you're using. That was my only point.
okay.
But how much more expensive is it? That,
I don't know what they paid for the original
I
sand.
mean, do I recall that the sand we put in at number 6 bunker, but we thought that might have cost $1,500 more than what the old sand would have cost.
Oh, it probably did. It probably did.
I think you're right.
Now, if you were gonna do other bunkers, how would you go about deciding where to go next and which ones to do?
You know, I'm not that far ahead.
I think we all have our own ideas.
Yeah, but I do think this is also part of the capital project that Anthony put together, right?
Yes.
And it's also.
Say that again, the what?
it's part of the capital money that you
We-
guys, so the money for a sand is there.
But that's not what was in the capital plan.
Okay,
I mean, we didn't talk about which sand or anything like
right,
that.
but.
Was every bunker in the plan?
What we did,
I thought it was.
there's 44 bunkers out here.
Yeah.
We put together a table and said, here's when they were last done. We put in enough money at an estimate of $25,000 per bunker to do about, I think, 14 or 18 bunkers. And we just laid them out without knowing what year they would be in or anything. And part of our commitment to the town bodies was that as we go forward and ask for the additional money of the total of 10 million,
Right.
we would then present to them where it was specifically going to be sent and what the criteria was that we had used to decide where that would be spent. And so that's work that is yet to be done. Same with the trees. We said we would like to hire a tree professional, an arborist or a golf course architect or somebody to go through the course and help us put together a specific multi-year plan for managing the trees, getting rid of the ones that should be getting rid of because of pace of play, playability, turf health, etc., and putting in new ones where we thought that they would be beneficial to the course. But that's all stuff we promised that we would do and present. Back to the argument.
So you tweak it every year?
The Board of Finance.
You tweak it every year, you take the plan, you look at.
Yeah, we have a certain amount of money,
Keep going, right.
then we have to allocate it, and
Right.
that's our job.
Now, I'm not clear, when they came back and approved the plan, and they put money in every other year, they never had done, they didn't do that with the previous plan. The previous plan, they said, it's 10 million, we want to do $1 million a year, and every year we'll come tell you, but here are the things we think we should spend it on. And the credibility they got was because when they came back and said, this year we want to do this, they said, see, it's on the list. We're telling you exactly what we said before. We're not asking for anything new or anything different. This whole thing is being managed systemically. And that's the way the 10-year plan would roll out. Now, we put together this plan and we said there are questions such as which bunkers or what trees, and that we had some work to do in order to define that, and that we would come back with it. But I'd have to ask Anthony, because they came back then and approved the plan, but then they had an amount of money every other year for 5 years.
You
So
two,
they may be saying, here's your money, do whatever the hell you want with it. I'm not sure.
you two have read the plan, right?
What's that?
I've seen, but
You've seen
Mike
it,
sent
and
me one,
you've
yeah.
I sent,
I know that Mike sent it to both of you.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
should read the
And I
plan.
also suggested you watch that RTM, or Board of Finance presentation, where we presented the whole plan.
Right.
When we talk about the plan, we talk about the PGA stuff.
No, the
No.
10-year plan that the Scotts Commission put
We're
together.
talking about the Fairfield long-term plan put together by the subcommittee of this commission, of myself, Bob, and Lori, and presented to the Board of Selectmen, the Board of Finance, and the RTM, and approved by all of them.
And how does that relate to the PGA?
I don't know what the PGA plan is.
USGA.
USGA,
I'm sorry.
we arranged for the USGA to come out
Okay.
as a resource to give us input.
And you incorporated that into your,
We did.
oh, okay, okay.
They've
Okay,
been here 3 times, 2016, 2020, and 2024, 2004, 2020, and 2024. And every time they said, get rid of trees.
yeah, okay.
And we still haven't done everything they recommended.
I think it's time to move on now, though.
Just one more comment for Pete. Those of you who play in the afternoon, which I do, I'm going to thank you and your staff for refilling the water bottles. with
Yes.
ice and water.
I'm with him on that.
It's desperately needed for us old fat guys that need water constantly, so I'm dead serious. It's gonna keep someone alive out there, so thank you, I appreciate it.
We're happy to do it.
Okay,
And,
Green Committee,
Um,
you and me, Bob?
not a whole lot to report on my end, I don't know. if you-
Mine either, because I think Pete covered all of it.
Mostly there's a question about, it's not a green thing, but the bridge on 13 continues to disintegrate.
Yes,
So the park superintendent can come out, look at it, and he said he has the guy to fix it.
Okay.
That's what will happen.
okay,
And the rail on 2, looks like it comes out of a Dr. Seuss book. Sort of.
and it's super hot when it's hot out, like you can't touch it.
Anyway, it was just a quick fix a year or two ago, whenever that
Yeah.
happened, but,
We need to think about it,
I guess
I would say.
think about it, and then, I don't know if that's you or Parks and Rec, but,
Yeah, we'll see.
It's metal, it's high, it's hot, it's
Yeah, it's probably
ugly.
not code, I'm sure it's not code for a railing, but they're unattractive too.
just another long-term thing for you.
That's good. I did want to mention, we're gonna top dress tomorrow.
Okay,
And then after, be a free.
good.
okay,
When are you, aerating?
The 25th.
August 25?
Yeah, and 26th.
Thank you.
the Par 3 Committee,
Forestry, I just have one thing, and it's still the greens. They
They're
are
going to be
so slow. I know they're gonna be slow, and I know they do that to keep the pace of play going, so people aren't going off the green. But I think they slow play, they're so slow. They're so dramatically different than this course, that if you play here and go there and play, you gotta learn how to putt. I don't know if they can cut them a little shorter, but I think they're too long.
The two are green complexes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The red is very different.
I haven't looked into it.
okay, it's in great shape,
Pace of play was great when we played.
really?
Yeah, imagine that.
When did you play?
Last Tuesday.
Okay,
What time?
5:30.
5:30.
5:20.
it's better than,
Yeah.
okay. Old business? New business?
Well, we want to talk about the balls that we're driving.
Or do we want to do some research on what they're charging at other places and maybe discuss it at the August meeting?
I think that would be good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's, you can do some research on what they're charging for balls at the other area courses, both with and without top tracer.
Of course, we have to compare oranges to oranges.
Well,
There are no other courses that have a facility like we have, public courses.
Yeah, I think Sterling Farms
Sterling Farms
and
does.
River Road
They have
and Bell Center.
yep, Sterling Farm, Trackman, and Stratford does,
And I
and,
think with 10 arrows and
and,
Yeah.
The one up by-
Chris Cody.
yeah,
We're far away. We're,
but still, get an idea.
Plainville, I
I
think?
think it's in Plainville.
That's not hard.
No, but it gives you an idea of what other
It would be
courses
like
are
charging,
charging for top tracer. And
And
if I,
Plainville? Yeah.
there's one more.
You get way too much.
If I remember the other one, I'll let you know, but if you
Okay.
could come back with that at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, we had 2 communications. We're gonna discuss Tom Sullivan's first, because I have something to say to Pete about that. He complained about the garbage that was out here, which is cleaned up, kind of the mess that was here that's cleaned up. And then outside the kitchen door on the 10th tee and way back. And I've communicated with Yanni and they cleaned it all up for now. But way back with Peter Grace, we talked about planting a row of bushes along the left-hand side of the 10th tee, just to shield. You can still cross the 10th tee to get to the snack bar, but leading kind of up to there.
Yeah,
If you could put that,
a visual barrier.
a visual barrier, because they tend to stack up their garbage there and then take it once or twice a day to the dumpster.
Right.
And it's,
It's not just the garbage, it's discarded pieces of equipment, or,
was all gone when I checked last week.
okay. But that's gonna be a problem you're always gonna have for the restaurant.
Right, so if we can screen it,
Yeah,
You're still gonna see it if you walk by, but you're not gonna necessarily see it when you're standing on the queue.
yeah.
So something low maintenance and attractive. Just love to add to your list, Pete.
Stop with it.
But we'd actually talked about that
Yeah.
way back.
No, I remember Pete mentioning that,
Right.
too, he was thinking about more of those Japanese maples, I don't know if that's the right choice or not, but, because I think you got 2 or 3 of them in a row right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the right plant or not, but this is the right idea.
Okay. And then we have Mr. Rosenblum here.
Yes, that's me.
Yes, you, sorry you're at the end, but that was just the, order of the agenda.
No, that's fine, I understand.
I hope you enjoyed our discussions here.
Before living in Fairfield, I lived in Bethany and was quite active at the local government level. And as in Bethany here, it's good to see that all of you put in the time and take it very seriously. So that to me is a good thing. This was the email that I sent to Anthony Calabrese a couple of weeks ago. Good morning, Mr. Calabrese. Your office suggested that I direct this email to you so you can bring it to the attention of the Golf Commission, which I would appreciate. My wife Debbie and I are residents, homeowners, and taxpayers here in the town of Fairfield, and we golf regularly at Smith. My wife is a member of the Thursday Women's League. We enjoy Smith, and the staff and the course conditions are excellent. I am well familiar with the challenges of booking tee times, especially over the summer. Since I work, I'm confined to Saturdays or Sundays for golf, and I set my alarm for 4:57 every Saturday and Sunday morning to secure a weekend tee time for the two of us. Given the strong demand for tee times from both residents and non-residents, I urge the Golf Commission to reconsider allowing tournaments to take precedence on either Saturday or Sunday. All tournaments, leagues, and other large group play should be confined to weekdays only. Weekends should be kept open so that taxpayers who support the town can have the opportunity to book a tee time. Thank you in advance for consideration. I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, 4:57 Sunday morning, and just everything was blocked out. My bad, I hadn't looked at the calendar ahead of time before setting the calendar, but it was for some sort of men's tournament for Sunday, either 2 or 3 weeks ago, yesterday. And that's what prompted me to write this email. I think if residents and non-residents can book on Sunday, that would do more for revenue, although revenue is strong. More is always good.
The men's club has 2 weekends out of the entire season where they take the morning tee times. And Bob does an awesome job of keeping the afternoon free, and he starts on the front and back, so there are actually a fair number of tee times available. I know the weekend you're talking about, and I actually got a tee time in there, and I booked just like you. So we're not talking every weekend.
Oh, certainly not,
And-
and I don't mean to convey that.
There aren't outside events on the weekends.
What was it then?
It was the men's member, and that brings in a lot of revenue too. There are residents and non-residents playing, they're paying the regular rates. I understand your concern, but we're talking 2 weekends out of the whole season.
And is that in fact what it is,
Yes.
limited to?
Yes.
Only 2
2
weekends?
weekends.
And it is the men's club.
And it is the men's
And
club.
to be a member of the men's club, you have to be a resident of Fairfield?
No, anybody can be a
Okay.
resident.
They're about 30% non-residents.
Do the women's
No.
groups, do they,
We don't have any weekend
No,
tee times. It's
so the
only-
women don't book on weekends, why are the men allowed to book on weekends?
Because
The men's club is
Well,
different.
there's a good question there.
The men's club are people much like you. They're all working, they're all younger, they can't come out.
Thank you for that.
No, they're just like you, young like
You know,
you.
like the senior group, I'm president of the senior group, but it's guys over 60. and most of them are retired, so we can play on Wednesday. We used to have Monday and Wednesday until they took away our Monday. I'm not sure of the ladies' situation, many of them, I'm sure, are still working. But the men's club, it's a bunch
Majority of
of
men's
golfers
club
who can only play.
I would say majority of men's club that are playing in the member, or whatever the other term, it's a full scramble, they're all working people, so they have that
Yeah.
same, they can't play on Thursday.
But, Mr. Roosevelt, you bring up a very
Ben,
interesting,
please,
I'm sorry?
Ben,
Sorry.
please.
You bring up an interesting question. So Mike and his stand in Merry Men, they have a set of tea times every Wednesday. Wednesday is it?
Wednesday.
Which has precluded some of us from not getting tea times when we'd like them.
On that.
The ladies have tea times on Thursdays.
And Tuesday.
Good, I lose.
I don't know the right answer, I'm just, so we have seniors one day, ladies another day, the men's club get 2 weekends of the year, is it?
I would say there's 5 total weekend days affected greatly by.
Club championship for 5 or 6 tea times.
A little more than that, but.
And
The one that he was.
I'm sorry, Bob, you said about 5.
5, where I would say that it's,
Not 5 weekends, but
no,
5.
5 total weekend days.
So-
That's like our majority affected, meaning a good solid block of the morning.
I understand.
But the other thing to know is there's a cap to the number of tee times that are available to the men's club. And that cap was set by the Golf Commission 25 years ago.
Is it the group that gets approximately 5 weekend days? Is Cat?
And they're not, remember, they're not full days.
They're not, that's
No,
my
no,
point. They're not,
Yeah, I understand.
they get a block of tee times and they spread them out the way that they want to spread them out with Bob's help and Bob's cooperation. But it's bound. There's a limit, and the limit has been established and followed for many years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It brings up a good question, how many tea times should either the seniors or the men's club or the ladies club have? And I don't know the answer. We've muddled through this far, all good for the most part, and unfortunately, you and your wife got, put on the outside there.
Well, she gets to play on Thursdays.
But my husband.
With me.
But my husband can only play on the weekends too, and we
Yeah.
actually had tea times on those days, so they were available.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the
I
time
think they
you
start
wanted.
about 1:30 or 2 o'clock.
Right.
My fingers just weren't fast enough.
Yeah, that's the problem. We all have that problem every
Any
5
given
a.m.
weekend,
Yeah.
On Wednesdays and Thursdays, we have that problem.
Yeah.
Getting tea time for the following week, so it's,
What would you guess, Bob? Those tee times are less than 10% of the total available over the course of the season on the weekend?
Yeah.
If they're 10%, I'd be amazed.
So it's 288,
Yeah.
simple math, you got like 35 weekends with 70 days.
It'd be good to get that word out there, right, a lot of people.
Yeah, it's under 10%. You're being boxed out.
It's exclusive.
And,
Yeah, directly.
and the men's club would love to have more, and they have a lot higher demand.
So the cap for the men's club is less than they would like, in other words,
Oh,
Of
sure.
course
they're
it is.
limited.
Oh, absolutely.
but
I think they would say they're
Absolutely.
strangled.
Good.
Compared to the other leagues.
yeah, I would agree, but we'll muddle through.
Okay, all
So,
right, I appreciate all the
and
comments.
we appreciate yours, and
Yeah, sure.
we will discuss it further.
It's good.
I think it's ongoing
Like one of the you fellows said, it's a good problem to have, right?
And one of the things to remember is don't forget to check the calendar. Bob's done a great job.
I tried to.
Every single thing is in there if it's going to be blocked out, so you go, oh, let's go play Shinnecock this weekend instead, right, Bob?
Yeah.
I give you credit for looking at the calendar, most people just go.
Shinnecock, that's fine.
The
Yeah, my new step is checking the calendar
Yeah.
before I set the 4:57.
Right.
The calendars for all leagues are set and agreed upon before the course opens.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
We give him our full year for seniors, The ladies give the 4-year layout, when they're gonna have shotguns, when they're gonna have leads, it's all laid out in advance before the course even opens.
And that's the calendar that's viewable at the calendar page on the website?
Right,
Okay, all right, that's good to know.
and that's
All
been that
work
way.
around with the superintendent's place.
Right.
Okay, thanks for listening and thanks for your
Thanks for
informative
taking the time.
comments.
Can we have one more, new business idea? I'm sorry. Too late?
No, Bob.
With that enthusiastic, so I've been made aware by someone who works here that we have 96 acres up there, is that true?
I don't know the answer to that.
Oh, I like this, I like the sound of this, so go ahead.
So, I don't wanna tell you who this comes from, but if we have that much land, is it possible, should we, as a golf commission, think about, we find out if we have the land? And could
And
we,
if it's deed restricted.
well, that, obviously, all that, we can figure that out pretty quickly.
But a bunch of that land up there is restricted based on the conditions under which it was given to the town. It's not all 96 hours, because we tried to get the short range
Something to find out,
practice area
but-
to the left of the driving range.
Understood.
Yeah.
And what we were told is that piece of land to the left of the driveway was restricted and that we couldn't build on it.
Could I, ask you to just look into whether we have land up there, and with the idea being, a par 3 course beyond the short game area?
I think.
Even
the idea
an
is more of an
executive.
executive course, not a par 3. There is
Whichever.
a.
A 9-hole something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, something to take the pressure off of down here for kids, you know, granted, it's the par 3.
Take pressure off the tee times a little bit, right?
Of course.
It'd be a beautiful thing.
And a revenue generator. I don't know how we affect that, but if you could let us know if that's an option, if you can figure that out, I mean, like,
Mike, I think you're probably correct, I think there's a deed restriction.
Yeah, because as I said, we tried to put the short range practice area up in that area, and I was
Nice to know how
impressed.
many acres we need.
I don't
find out
remember,
what
I think it was the town conservation officer, Tim,
Yeah.
yeah, it was Tim that I was dealing with.
No, Brookline is 96 acres and it's an 18-hole golf course.
40,
So
is that right?
You
40,
don't need.
like Joshua would be a 40.
Yeah, so Tim may be to check with him, but he told me it was constrained.
that's all I have, Chairman.
Like Galen said, before we have any more
It was a
discussion
good
on
one,
it,
well
let's
worth
check to
that
see if
4
it's
minutes.
available, okay?
Yeah.
I've heard those same things, Bob, from other people, probably one common guy, but several other people have said the same thing. Get an executive course up there to ease the, just the crowded.
Because the par 3
of this
doesn't
place.
really use it the same way. Par 3's for good, but not for that.
Agreed.
Okay, we done now?
Motion to go?
Yep, motion.
Second.
Second, okay.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.